Welcome back, folks. This is IAYP. It's about your paycheck, episode 70. We are talking about the social media effect on our finances. But before that, what's going on, Walt?
Nothing much, man. I'm doing good, bro. It's another day, man. Half the year is almost gone
Dude,
already.
it's crazy, man.
Time is flying by, bro.
It's just always
It's all
flying
good,
by.
man. How about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I gotta tell my dog to be. My dog acting up, bro. If I'm not on him, he be acting up. But I'm going good, man.
Good.
Financial fitness challenge is going
Yeah.
strong. I just talked to we just talked to a certified financial planner recently. He's giving us great advice, and
Mhm.
it's a process, man. One of the biggest learning points that I've said it before is like he said it's going to take 2 years for us to actually get into a new budget. And that like these it's like little things that people you read the news and you see all these things and budget, but nobody says it takes 2 years. You know what I mean? And then this is probably why people struggle so much to do it, because if you don't have that expectation coming out the gate, you think, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just set this budget and
Mhm.
boom. But he kept it real. He's like, look, some of this is psychological.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And
Yep.
we did that. We did a show, and probably need to do it again. Like the psychological impact
Yep.
of this all, because it's like, you're used to going to do certain things, and you're like, oh, you can't do that anymore. It's like,
Yep.
oh no, I know. So he's like, look, thank God we're in a decent situation. He's like, keep doing what you're doing,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna check in with you guys and give you some homework along the way.
Hey, could you speak a little bit more on maybe I know what prompted you to get the CFP, the Certified
Financial planner.
Financial Planner, but can you say how you found them
Oh,
for listeners?
absolutely.
Yeah.
So what prompted it was me and my wife, right? We just like talking and wanting better. Like that's one of the things that we do so well, is just like we always want more, we want better, we always want to progress. It's progress, not perfection, right?
Yes.
So, but because we're different people, we have different opinions, we learn differently, we have different things, so we knew that there was going to be conflict of
Yeah.
sorts trying to figure out the right path.
Mhm.
So she's like, let's talk to somebody. And I said,
Okay.
all right, no doubt. And even that, right? I was like, well, I don't want to talk to anybody that's, like you can't talk. My thing was, we got to make sure that they're not trying to sell us something
Yes, yes,
other
yes, yes,
than
yes.
their service, right?
And their
Because
service,
if you
yeah.
right, because a retirement, you could talk to your 401k person and they, oh, well, I'm a financial planner. Yeah, but you're trying to sell me life insurance. You're trying to sell
Yeah,
me a
yeah, 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 yeah.
401k. You're trying to sell me an IRA and blah, blah.
Yeah,
No, I don't. That's so
yeah,
she agreed and no problem. And it took a while. I was like trying to look for things. And because of my algorithms and my podcast feeds,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
got a commercial for the Certified Financial Planner, like Institute or something like that.
Nice,
And there's a website that you can go on and search in your area and find
nice.
CFPs. That's what I
Yeah.
did. And, even that was a little overwhelming and like discouraging, because some of them won't even talk to you unless you have $100,000 or better in net worth.
Oh, the fancy ones. All right, gotcha.
Right, right. So like
Gotcha.
she's like, oh wait, but I was like, wait a minute, but I'm trying to get debt management. If
Yeah.
I'm not trying to invest, I need debt management was one of the subjects on there. So I just kept digging and digging and filtered and finally found like three,
Good.
and that didn't have a dollar minimum,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
only one returned my email.
Okay.
And turned out to be a really great guy. Gary Metler, I believe is his name. He wrote a book on something,
Okay.
and I know it's funny, like something, yeah, because it's not actually like sort of he had another subject, but great dude. Like, you know what sold me on it is like he shared his story, like,
Yeah.
hey, I've been through it, and you know I was down rock bottom and brought myself back up. He used to actually help veterans coming out of the military, like right off of
Mm.
active duty.
Yeah.
He used to help them get their budget together, because right when
There
you're
you
in
go.
active duty, right, you guys aren't spending money. You're not
Nah,
going
most of
shopping and buying the rent
yeah,
and food. You're not. There's things that you don't even know about until you come out.
yeah.
If you go into the military 17, 18 years old and you come out 10 years later, you have no idea what it is to live
The world is different.
the civil right civilian life is very different.
It's
So I
different.
used to
Yeah.
help those folks until the government kind of shut that program down for them or whatever. And but anyway, I
Yeah.
just so that was why like we needed
Why?
a third party to help give us advice so that we wouldn't in argue so much about anything like internally and
Yeah.
different views and da da da.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
money in relationships is a
oh,
huge talking point, right? And
one of the
it's a
biggest
difficult,
issues.
yeah, one of the
Yeah.
most difficult terrains to navigate
Yes.
when you're
Yes.
having discussions about stuff. So thank you
Yes.
for sharing that, Brian.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, that's it. What about you, man?
Same thing. Just basically taking it day by day. I know something that's like it's not a part of the fitness, the
Hmm.
financial fitness
Financial
challenge.
fitness, but
But
it's
I am doing a
fitness.
fitness challenge, right? With
That's
the
right.
75 hard. I just started it. Today was day one. You have to work out 6 days a week,
Oof.
twice a day. You get one rest day,
Dang.
and you have to eat clean. You can only drink. You
Hmm.
have to drink at least 128 ounces of water a day.
Wow.
So it's just like really just and that's helping me on the financial side
That's
because
what I was
I'm
gonna
not
say.
buying the sodas,
Like we said, it
buying
is financial fitness.
yeah, buying all those junk food items and
Snacks.
stuff like
Yep.
the snacks and stuff, but making sure I watch what I purchase now, right? And
Hmm.
eating better, eating cleaner,
Yes.
to help discipline myself in how I eat, because like you spoke to it earlier on, 80% of what we eat is what goes
Is
into our fitness,
that's what
right?
yes, right.
Yeah, it
Losing
impacts
weight
us the
is
most.
80% of losing weight is your diet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yeah. And so look, that's what it is for me, man. I'm just trucking along and doing that, still figuring out some stuff, still figuring out like if meal prep is better for me versus like there's some restaurants here that offer like really healthy stuff. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, would it make sense like to just buy that, like go there every
Couple
day,
trays of
spend
that and
yeah,
alternate. Yep.
yeah, and like switch it up every once in a while. No, just trying to figure it out and figure out what's best for my lifestyle and for
That's right.
my
God
pockets.
bless you, man. That's what's up, bro.
Yeah. All
That's what's
right.
up, bro.
So
You want me to sh-
around,
you want me to share
go ahead.
mine first?
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. Around the pay horn. Go ahead, bro.
So this one, because you know how we always said, look, this is about it's about your paycheck, right?
Yeah.
All right. So mine is weird, not weird, but again, because of our algorithms and whatnot, my share today is like so it says, what is it? Weird but effective. It says the article says I saved about $1,000 per year with 24 weird but effective frugal habits that people swear by for spending less and saving more. Now, but you're gonna laugh because we're not everybody's gonna do these things,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
look, it again, financial fitness, right? It gets you thinking in different ways, and it's like, oh, I would almost say this is not even weird; it's extreme in some. So let me run through it. So
yeah.
the first one, I got hooked by reading number one. Read every manual, even if you think it's dumb.
Mm,
Turns out a lot of things have specific instructions that extend the life of the product. For
wow.
example, in this article, it says my steam mop, for example, takes distilled water only.
Mm,
They clog with minerals easily, so it's easy to dismiss instructions on very basic items, but they often have key points to extend the life of your purchase.
wow. And
That's
most people
number
just
one.
rip the box open and don't even read that
Just
stuff.
start using it exactly. This one's crazy. We collect the water from the shower that gets wasted as you're heating up. You turn the shower on and let the
Yeah.
water heat up. They
Yep.
collect that water and use it to water the plants.
That's smart, bro. That's smart. Look. That's really, really smart. That's
Right?
being really mindful.
It's
Yeah.
it stuff that you don't think about, and that look that may not be something you're willing to do, but when you get these ideas, this goes into your brain. It plants seeds, and you might think of
Yeah.
something else that you are willing to do. Like, wait a minute, I could use this for that. That's
Yep.
what the financial fitness is all about. Okay, number three, knowing exactly what the power company charges me throughout the day. I didn't even know this is possible. So just doing laundry, running the dishwasher, and charging the EV car after 6 p.m. saves this person $200 a month compared
Wow.
to using electricity before 6 p.m. We didn't realize how many plans our power company has, so we found one that gives us the best price for the easiest routine,
Nice, bro.
right? Number four,
Yeah.
I dry my clothes outside. This is old school. I dry my clothes outside on the clothesline, saves the electricity that the dryer would have used, and keeps the dryer from warming up the surrounding room in the summertime. So maybe it's
There
just
you
a
go.
summertime thing, whatever. Shoot, I grew up doing this all the time.
Yeah.
What if being a leader worth following means being human, imperfect, and open to learning? This is Kate Johnson, owner of 123 Limited, and I want to invite you to discover how to care for, support, and even love the people you lead. Join me every Tuesday for the Well Led Podcast.
Number five, price match any item every chance I get. Not a lot of people know that price match policies at your favorite retailers, but you can almost always find it cheaper elsewhere.
Wow.
So, price match,
Man.
right?
Yeah.
Number six, over a decade ago, I bought a little plastic toothpaste tube roller from the
Yep.
dollar store and that thing is still going strong and gets out every drop.
There you go.
Number seven, years ago, the hem on a good pair of pants had unraveled. I took a brush on super glue and glued the hem back together. Those pants lasted nearly 3 more years.
There you go.
I
Look,
sold the
man.
Number eight, I sold the car. Even if I ordered a taxi every day, which I don't, it would be hard to spend as much on it as the total cost of car ownership was every month.
Wow. Look, I understand that because you can get around nowadays
Yep.
easily. You can get your groceries delivered if you need that. You can
Yep.
catch an Uber to the grocery store, however you want to do it, and just do a quick trip.
Yep.
Pay $10, depending on how far you are from the
That's right.
store. And that's funny that you put that on there because that's something that I was considering recently. Because I pay
Mm-hmm.
my car payment is 700, almost 800 bucks
Oof.
for my
Oof.
car,
And
and
that's
my
just the
insurance.
payment,
That's the
insurance,
thing. My insurance
maintenance,
is $200.
gas.
Yes, that's $1,000 in just
Oof.
and not even including maintenance on it,
That's
right?
right.
So like $1,000, I'm just like, man, like,
You could really say 1,200 if you do 200 because if you break down your maintenance, even if you
yep,
only spend once a year, you should be breaking it
all
down to
change,
monthly so
yeah,
you can
yep,
save for it. Oil
yep,
change, things that pop up,
tires,
tires,
yep,
brakes, oil change
yep,
is a
windshield
guaranteed.
wipers,
Windshield wiper
yep,
guaranteed, right?
yep, yep.
So
That's,
you easily
you
at
can save a lot of
$1,200
money.
savings. Now,
Yeah,
so yes, exactly right, exactly right. And if you
bro.
forget about it, and you're yeah, exactly. So that's a good one. Number nine, because there's 24 of these things. So let me
Yeah,
try
okay,
to
okay,
go
okay.
through quick. Number nine is I like to garden, but plants are expensive and growing from seed can be difficult. Plus, most methods are require a lot of expensive. Then I learned about winter sowing. And you take milk jugs and containers and cut them in half, fill the bottom, put the
Okay.
seeds, take them back, put them ba 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 ba. So winter sowing is the thing that he does to save money. Number 10, buy a water softener. If you live in an area with the hard water, it saves you on every soap. It will extend the life of your washing machine, shower head, water heater, dishwasher. And it says, my husband couldn't believe how much less shampoo we use through the soft water.
Wow.
Now, this got me thinking because I have this, but I don't use it.
Oh my god.
But I didn't
you
realize
you have to pay a water
why.
bill.
Oh, I got to pay a water bill. Yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
I have the softener, but I don't use the softener.
There you go. Okay.
So now it got me thinking, like, man, I need to get that back on that.
Yep.
So, anywho, because it was installed in the house already. Like, I don't even have to go through the.
Ah.
But it's a little bit of maintenance. You do have to invest in the maintenance of it, but it's not
Okay.
that much. So, something to think about. 11. I shave this. I used to do this all the time. I shave with conditioner. It works great, and I don't have to buy a second product in pressurized canister that the air pressure runs out before the product.
Yep.
So you
Well,
get
that's smart.
right.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I did that for years. So okay, number 12, not that weird, but I've been using a. No, I think it. I mean, it's not. It's not weird, but it's. Anyway, this person's been using cloth napkins. She found
Yeah.
some really cheap at the yard sale and also made some on her own out of linen fabric. I mean, you could probably go to the dollar store and get some good stuff and
Look,
whatever.
especially if you have a big family and you're churning through paper towels,
Oh yeah,
bro, you just throw them in
in
the
my
wash.
house, this
Yeah.
is an idea in my house. Like I'm like, Um, sometimes this can number 13. Sometimes this can backfire, but looking at my bank account before every purchase,
Okay.
especially effective if I'm setting goals for yourself. Looking at my account helps realign my priorities.
There you go.
So I
Okay.
guess the backfire is if you're on a good day, you're like, "Ooh, I'm up. I'm
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
this."
Yeah.
Right, All
Yeah.
right. Number 14, instead of buying Swifter refills, she uses microfiber rags tucked into the holes on a Swifter
Wow.
and vinegar spray and other disinfectants to spray the floor and mop clean, and then she
Yeah.
just throws it in the wash. You don't have to keep buying,
Yep.
kind of consistent with the fabric stuff. Number 15, buy quality, timeless clothes that will stay in fashion. I still have jeans, sweatshirts, jackets, and hiking pants from 20 years ago that they still wear. I get that. I'm same here with me. I
Mhm.
got a lot of clothes I still have. Tracks number 16. Track spending is a huge tracking spending is a huge help. You can't set an arbitrary budget without knowing where you're already at. So that goes back to the why it takes 2 years. You got to
Mhm.
know what you're spending on before you set a budget, like because then you're gonna really mess yourself up. Like, if you normally spend $500 in food and you say, "Oh, my food budget is gonna be $100," like
Yeah.
it's not realistic.
Yeah.
So track your spending. Number 17, pay off my credit. I pay off my one credit card weekly. This means I track what I use it for more carefully. Before I use the card, I pop open my bank app and make sure there's money in my checking account for the purchase. If not, no purchase. It can wait till payday.
Okay.
Right.
That's a
And I
strategy.
heard I heard something like that from an economic professor long ago.
Yeah.
He said credit cards are made to give yourself one or two payments, not to be paying this shit off forever. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? It's like you have the money, you're gonna keep the cash on hand in bank, and you're gonna buy it on a credit card and pay it off in one or two or three payments. Let's say.
There you go.
Okay. Number 18, I bought a little spatula thing that I used to get out every last bit of lotion out of my toiletries. It
There you
was
go.
only $5 or $6, but it works great. Oh, that's so funny. I kind of do that too with some things. Anywho, number 19. I clean and reuse glass containers and jars. Old peanut butter, pasta jars can be
Yep.
reused to store things.
Yeah, it's glass, man.
It's glass. It's like a mason jar, really. Some
Yep.
of that stuff is like a mason jar. You can
Yep.
instead of buying mason jars, you just reuse the pasta jars.
Yep.
Let me see. Number 20. The number of people who don't use their local library is crazy. This was I learned something. My library has a section called the Library of Things where you can borrow gardening equipment, kitchen appliances, and tools. They also have a sweet DVD collection, but you can also download a streaming service called Canopy that links you to your library card and lets you stream 30 movies per month.
Wow. There you go.
Amazing.
Amazing. Yeah.
21. Almost done here, folks. Sorry. Bulk, cook, and freeze some grab and heat and go food. She always has some type of homemade burritos stashed in the freezer. As we talk about meal prep and things, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
22, I wash all my clothes inside out and it enormously extends their life. This is especially applicable to socks, of the way terry cloth has a piled texture on the inside of the socks. The little loops that stand from the cloth when you wear the socks, that pile flattens. Washing socks inside out fluffs up the pile. It makes your socks better and their job cushion, la la la. It delays an inevitable process of socks going through their threadbare in places where they undergo the most stress.
Okay.
Since I started doing this, my socks last about 4 to 5 times longer. Okay.
There you go.
23, almost done. I patch and resole my shoes. That's just crazy work. And then number 24 is they have 5 cash back credit cards to cover every spend category between 3 and 6% back. They use Rakuten on all cards just add all the in-person offers to minimize mental load. Each month, she gets $5 to $10 PayPal deposit. She ends up netting about 3.7% back across all purchases per year.
Mm-hmm.
That's $1,000, and that goes into their brokerage account and continues growing. My catch-all card is 2% with cashback directly deposited into a high-yield savings account for emergencies.
Nice.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Sorry, it took a little long, but I thought it was worth it.
Yeah, it
What
definitely
you got,
was.
man?
Only got 3 short ones, so
Okay, cool.
the NBA finals are set.
Oh, yeah.
They start on June
June
5th.
5th, Thursday, right?
So
Yeah.
Thursday. So this will already have been posted, but the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder, a lot of people are already writing off the Pacers, saying that Oklahoma City, OKC is
OKC.
gonna take it. You know.
I'm going OKC because Pacers beat the Knicks, so F them. So I'm going OKC for sure.
Yeah. No, I get it. I definitely get it. But look, I think
I think
it
it's going
should
to be a
be.
good series.
Hopefully, Hopefully, it'll be an exciting series.
Yeah,
And I hope it goes 6 or 7 games.
no doubt.
And I think it's going to be exciting. So, and also the Stanley Cup starts. So the Florida Panthers are going to their third straight Stanley
Third
Cup
straight.
final.
Yes.
I think maybe look, whether win or lose, I think you have to start considering them.
A
Maybe a
dynasty.
dynasty,
They're a dynasty
right?
for sure.
Right. And then the last one I think is a very interesting topic. There's contrasting surveys when it comes to living paycheck to paycheck.
Really?
So yeah, so there's a couple of different ones, a few
Mm.
different ones I have here. So there's one by Lend Edu. They say that 53% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck.
Okay.
There's one by Market Watch survey. I'm sorry. There's a survey by Market Watch. They say 57% of Americans report living paycheck to paycheck. There's another one by Payments Intelligence that's found that 67% of Americans say they live paycheck to paycheck,
That's the
which
one
is
that we've
around the
been going
number.
off of. Yep.
So look, between 50, 60, 70%, somewhere in there. But look, the Bank of America Institute has a much stricter definition of paycheck to paycheck, focusing on necessity spending. And which suggests that only about 26% of households are truly living paycheck to paycheck.
The pace of change in the world of business is fast, and that drives incredible complexity for the world of human resources.
Welcome to the HR Data Labs podcast, a series of conversations with experts inside and outside the world of HR on how to innovate, measure, and evolve our practices.
Our goal is to help provide you with practical examples of how HR has to change to meet the complexity of the business environment.
Every week, we'll talk to new and different voices on all aspects of HR.
And at times, we'll get irreverent.
Silly even.
And sometimes geek out on the data and technology that underlie the processes that drive the world of HR.
But the conversations are always insightful and fun. So please, enjoy the HR Data Labs podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a big disparity.
Yeah.
So you know what? It'd be interesting for us to. This could be a whole show. We should come back on it and see what are the data points that if we can find it.
Yeah.
What are they? How are they saying? Like, what are they using as the data point? Like you said, it's much stricter. What is it that is? Yeah. So we gotta circle back to that.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. So
No
look,
doubt. Heck
we're
yeah.
gonna get into the main topic, and we have like four or five, maybe 6 sections that we have to go over really quick.
Yep.
And
And I got some takeaways too, but I had like a spin on it the way. But let's go. Yeah.
all right, so I'm
We
gonna
all we
start it
good.
off.
We good.
Yeah, I'm gonna start it off with the first section here. It's basically the main topic, which is the financial impact of social media, and it has some key stats here, right? So impulse spending, right? So over the past year, U.S. adults have spent $71 billion on impulse buys based on what they saw on social media.
Absolutely.
You see it all the time on TikTok where somebody's like displaying, "Oh, buy this."
Look, and what is this again? Over the past year, U.S. has 71 billion, and this is 100% because they're getting rid of the friction between hitting that button and
Mhm.
finishing that purchase, right?
Yeah.
Because all you see, you're on a TikTok shop, boom, you
Yeah.
hit the shop. You might be 3 clicks and you bought something.
Yep. Yep. Look. Yep. It's
It might
true.
even be less, right? Like depending on boom, boom, 2 clicks, you bought something. So
Yep.
that's why. That's why, and that's the social media because and Instagram, TikTok,
Every
Facebook,
every
all of them
platform is selling you something.
buy button, and they're putting that buy button right there.
Yeah. Freaking Facebook has on. Well, TikTok and Facebook have on
All of them.
freaking marketplace.
All of them.
Yeah.
Right. You see something, you can just it's that they taken the friction away from buying. Think about when the internet first came out. You couldn't buy things that easily. You know how hard it was to do
Nah.
e-commerce.
Nah.
Like it was such a
Yeah.
big deal.
Yep.
Now,
It was eBay.
yeah,
eBay
exactly,
back in the day. Yep.
exactly. So yeah, no
So
doubt.
look, another thing that has financial impact because of social media is regret after purchases, right? So
Hmm.
among those who made those impulse purchases that were influenced by social media, 68% of them regretted at least one of those purchases.
Oh, okay, at
So you're
least
talking about
one.
almost
Okay,
70. Well, look, that's a high number.
yeah,
If 70,
sure.
almost 70% of people are like, "Hey, I wish I never bought this." Like,
But
that's a
that's
big number.
but I wonder how it compares to normal. What do they call it? Buyer remorse.
Yeah,
Impulse buying. You know, you go to the mall, it's the same thing. You know, you come out the mall, you get home with your bags, and you're like, oh man, I didn't have to buy all this crap. You know what I mean?
no, I'm looking it up right now.
All right, while you do that, I'll read the next one. It says, influence of social media on financial perception. More than
Mhm.
57% of U.S. adults who use social media said it's made them feel negatively about their finances. Interesting.
So when it comes to buyer's remorse,
Yeah.
specifically impulse
Uh huh.
buys, it's 42%.
Oh wow, so that's a really big. That's, but it makes sense though because you ain't gotta go to the mall, right? You
Yeah,
on your couch and you just chilling. You're like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, it makes sense. Wow.
So which one did you read the
Oh,
last
I
two?
read no, I just read the next one. It says more than 57% of U.S. adults who use social media says it makes them feel bad about their finances.
Mm. And influencer impact, right?
And I think it's about the algorithm because if you're
Yeah.
trying to learn about finances, heck yeah, you're gonna feel. If you're trying to learn about it and you're not good at it now, then yes, you're gonna
Mhm.
feel bad because you're gonna get all these smart people up there like, "Bada bada, this is what you should be doing," right? Like
Yeah.
it's like working out. Like kind of what I'm getting annoyed at now is like all of the people that I see that are showing me these tips are perfectly ripped. I mean, they
Yep.
are beautiful. Even men, like I'm not, I'm
No, I
straight
get it.
man.
I get it.
But when right, like you look at some of these dudes all ripped up, you're like, damn, I want to look just like that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we'll cut that out. But this dude look amazing. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then there's the women, like the women. I'm like, oh my gosh. But
Yeah. No, I get it.
I would like I'm kind of like I want to see a regular dude
You
now
want to see somebody go
that
through the
looks like
process
me.
with you, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
hey,
go
okay, you
through.
see
Yeah.
see somebody with a dad bod, like
Right.
go through the whole steps. Like, look,
Yes.
we're doing it. Like, I
Or
wish there
even
was
show
more of
me the
that.
video.
Yeah.
Show me the real because I don't trust all those before and after pictures. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Some people have surgeries, man.
That's what I'm saying. And
People have
dude,
surgeries.
there was one before and after that was like a joke, but it was two different people, and like
Oh
the
yeah,
camera, the camera let the other person in. It was an intentional joke,
yeah, yeah,
but it also highlights how two different people could look like the before and after.
yeah,
You know what I
absolutely.
mean? So, anywho,
Look, so the last one in this topic is influencer impact. So about 40% of social or 39% of social media users say influencers or content creators have impacted their decisions about what to purchase at least a little. Right. So you have some people on there that are
yeah,
getting paid to sell you something. They're
exactly.
salesmen,
Yes,
right?
yes. So I tell my
All
son
right.
all the time, they're like, "Oh, look at this, dad." I'm like, "Yeah, he's gets paid to do that."
Yep.
Like, yeah. Anywho,
You want to do the next section?
yeah, sure. It says psychological drivers: FOMO, fear of missing out, and social comparison. So it says fear of missing out, FOMO. Social media platforms amplify FOMO by showcasing curated highlights of others' lives, leading individuals to make purchases to keep up with perceived trends. right? It's a whole new meaning of keeping up with the Joneses and all that
Yep.
stuff. Again, this is, yeah, I'm glad. Yes, this is exactly a psychological driver. The other one is social comparison. Constant exposure to idealized lifestyles on social media can lead to feelings of inadequacy and pressure to spend more to match peers' perceived success.
Yes, bro.
Yes,
Yep.
dude. This is so spot on because I tell my kids all the time, it's fake, it's fake, it's fake. If you see it on the screen, it's probably fake.
Yeah.
Like
People
this
all
is
smiling,
staged.
like, oh, me and Bay over here, and they
Yeah,
argue the whole time.
yeah. They don't even like they're actors. Like
Yeah.
literally, you know
Yep.
what I mean. So come
And
on,
for the money.
they're doing it for the gram.
Look, the next topic here is the rise of thin influencers and financial advice online.
Hmm.
So, the primary source of financial advice, look, so 40% of Gen Z and 36% of millennials report that they are learning about finance from social media platforms, whereas less than 25% of this cohort are being educated by their financial institution. So they're
Wow.
learning more about finances and financial literacy on social media than their own bank or
But
their own
now, is it
financial.
good or bad? Like, are they actually learning things, or are they just
Well, look,
quality of advice? The
that's the
next
next
one.
one.
Yep.
Yeah. So look, studies show over 70% of investment advice on social media lacks critical details, with many influencers providing advice that leads to losses.
That's crazy.
70%
And that's what
losses.
I'm saying. Because yeah, you're learning stuff, but is it good stuff?
Mm,
And I think, look, the qualifier is do your research, fact check things.
mhm.
Is this real? You
Yep.
know, like I went to Nerd Wallet thinking, oh, Nerd Wallet must be good. I
Yep.
didn't get a good experience out of it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? My
There you go.
next one I'm going to try is Monarch Money.
Okay.
One of my favorite shows advertises is for it. There's, their spokesperson, they're paid spokespeople for it. But
Yeah.
I'm going to try. It sounds like it's good for what we're
Yep.
doing.
Yeah.
So, you got to fact check this stuff.
Yep. You want to do the next one?
Yeah, sure. This one is emerging trends, cash stuffing, and de-influencing. All right. Cash stuffing. In response to economic uncertainty and the abstract nature of digital spending, Gen Z has popularized cash stuffing, a physical budgeting method involved in cash fill. Oh, I know this. This is old school. Cash filled envelopes designated for specific expense categories. So it's budgeting, but you physically take the money and you put it in an envelope, instead of digital and whatnot. Because look, a lot of folks, what another good stat for us to kind of come back on with that is like how many credit, living on credit and how much debt
Yeah.
Americans are in.
Yep.
And if you're too much in credit card, that you have to switch to cash spending, and this cash stuffing will probably solve for that.
Yep.
And then the other concept is called de-influencing. The de-influencing trend on TikTok is growing, with users sharing reasons why certain viral products aren't worth buying,
Mhm.
promoting more mindful spending. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it makes sense because if once something is trending that way, all you got to do is say, "Oh, wait, no, 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 this is more," and then you take the trend the other way because you're gonna find the split where people are like,
Yeah.
"No, I like this. No, I like that."
Yep.
So it's like, look, if everybody's going right, go left, and you're gonna get people there too.
Yep. All right. Next is financial and mental health, like, and how it's interconnected, right? So financial stress, we talked about this before,
Yes.
but specifically with social media, it can cause individuals to feel a need to be included, keeping up with those trends, like Brian mentioned earlier, which can lead to overspending and a financial strain. Mental health consequences, right? So financial stress can lead to unhealthy coping methods, such as
Hmm.
drinking too much alcohol, overeating, abusing prescription and legal drugs, which will then affect overall health and
And the
mental
way you
well-being.
speak,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah. And look, I have another thing before I get to the next section here. Like you mentioned about the average debt in America, right?
Yeah.
So it says that 70% of total household debt is mortgage debt.
Oh, okay.
So the
Okay.
average auto loan balances right now for most Americans is $24,000.
Okay.
Credit card debt for most Americans or most households is a little over $6,700.
I don't believe that. I think it's
You
more than
don't?
that. Nah.
Maybe.
The
Some
average
people
credit
gotta.
card debt is only 6,700.
Maybe there's some people who don't even use credit cards. I think they have to factor in the people with the really high balances versus those people.
That makes
So
sense.
that may
Sure. That
balance
makes
out like
sense.
that.
Okay. Yeah,
And
that makes it
then
when you do averages. Sure.
the last one they have here is student loan debt, which is around 35,000.
Okay. Well, look at that.
Yep. All right. So what's the next, man?
Did you do the mental health
Yeah, I just finished it.
Okay. Yes, the drinking. Okay. So, all right. Well, we got. Do you want to cover tips, and then I'll do my little addition here on the bottom?
Okay. So practical tips for look. So you want to set clear financial goals and understand what that means for you personally rather than comparing yourself to others online. You want to limit your social media exposure, especially if it impacts you in a way that
Yeah.
makes you
Oh,
want
heck
to
yeah.
spend. It can trigger FOMO or lead to impulse spending. Follow credible financial educators. Seek out certified
Yes.
professionals like us for financial
Yes.
advice rather than relying solely on influencers.
If you're looking to explore fresh perspectives, dive into compensation tech, or just enjoy a lively conversation and debates about the evolving world of total rewards, you're in the right place. Welcome to Totally Rewarding Chats, where we discuss the future of compensation, benefits, talent, and all things HR tech. I'm Sean Luchins, VP of Product Strategy at Salary.com, bring years of product and development perspective. Joining me is the bow tie wearing, comp tech loving, experienced guru Paul Ryman, founder and managing partner of Novo Insights. Together, we'll be jamming with guests and sharing candid, unfiltered conversations about total reward strategy, compensation technology, talent trends, and anything else we find interesting in the world of HR.
Right? Because think about it. Sometimes some influencers just
They
say
just jump on
things.
the trends. They're not a professional.
Not,
Like
not,
we, right?
not even that. Sometimes they say stuff. Yeah, they jump on the trends, but they say things just to get a reaction. Just to, like
Yes.
to some of
Yes.
them,
Oh
like
my gosh.
you know,
Yes. Dude, I deal with
and
this social media stuff with my kids all the time. Just like, yo, this is not.
yep.
Yeah.
You want to implement some budgeting techniques. Consider methods like the cash stuffing. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what it was called back in the day, but cash stuffing to manage spending and increase your financial awareness. And lastly, you want to practice mindful spending before making a purchase. Especially one influenced by social media. Pause and assess whether it aligns with your financial goals.
Yep. I'm going through this right now. Yep. Like making plans, and we're like, wait a minute. Though we want to do this, financial
Yeah,
fitness. Me and my wife don't call it that, but it is
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And I was like, yep, you're right. We need to make some different decisions. So,
There you
yeah.
go.
So, what I did, because I was like, all right, what else social media? I did, how does social media impact consumer buying? We definitely touched on some of this stuff. It's probably, it may repeat. It's only a couple of things here. So, it says in April 28, 22, Forbes article explores a significant influence on social media consumer purchasing behaviors. It emphasizes the evolving relationship between brands and consumers facilitated by social platforms.
Mhm.
So, first takeaway is enhanced brand consumer interaction. Social media has transformed the traditional brand consumer dynamic into a more interactive relationship,
Yep.
allowing for direct engagement and feedback.
Yep.
This could be in good ways because we talked about how the Yuka app has kind of revolutionized this in a
Hmm.
way that you can actually, there are brands like Chobani that are changing their recipes because of the social media forcing them to.
Yeah, that
They're
could be
like,
good. That could
take
be
this,
a way.
it could be good,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Number two is influence on purchasing decisions. Consumers increasingly rely on social media content, like we've said, to review and opinions and inform their buying choices, bad or good.
Hmm.
Importance of authenticity. Authentic and transparent brand communication on social media platforms build trust and can significantly impact consumer loyalty and purchase decisions.
Yep.
That's a good thing. The role of user generated content. Yeah, this is true. UGC serves a powerful tool for brands as consumers often perceive peer generated content as more trustworthy than traditional advertising, right? Yep. Especially
Yeah.
if you don't get paid for it, right? Like,
Look,
folks,
because it makes it seem like it's a real person. Oh, I can
we
connect
do
with them.
this. Like the
Yeah.
brands
Yeah.
and the things we talk, we don't get paid for any of these brands that we
No.
talk about and support and all that. So this is us. Data-driven strategies. Brands are leveraging social media analytics to tailor their marketing strategies, ensuring content resonates with target audiences and drives conversions, which is sales. The way we see this is like the voice piece, right? My mom
Mm,
still bugs out because we're talking about stuff. She goes on her phone, and then now all of a sudden it's in her feed.
yep.
And she's like, the
Yep.
phone is listening to me. I was like, Ma, no, it literally is. I keep telling you this. You
Yeah, it
know
is.
what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's a fact.
Like, man, I really want some pizza. So
Yep.
now we're gonna see pizza.
Now you're going to see pizza. Yep. That's it.
Ooh,
You
yep.
messing me up, man. Why you do that? I just ate a healthy meal. I'm under calories like a mofo today.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm in a high calorie deficit and I worked out.
There you go.
Okay, so just a couple of stats from it. It says a significant percentage of consumers consult social media before taking purchases, highlighting the role, and then brands actively engage in their audience and social media can experience increased customer loyalty and higher conversion rates. So just again, folks, the impact of social media on our money. Great subject,
Yeah.
Walt. Thanks for, again, like kudos to Walt. He pretty much our producer and gets, these things going for us, helps us curate topics and the content. Oh my gosh.
We do it together, man. There you
No,
go.
I know it's a
Appreciate
team
it.
effort for sure, but
Yeah.
it's a great team effort, bro. So
Uh,
we got a question.
yeah. Question of the
What
day.
is
So
that?
look, in terms of financial impact, right? Because that's what
Mhm.
this is kind of about. Do you think that social media should be moderated better than what it currently is?
What would what do you like what would be an example of that though?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I'm not sure about it, but I do understand. Look, I know this is a different topic when in our subject when it comes to social media, but I think Florida might be considering passing a law, or one of these states are considering
Hmm.
passing a law to limit the amount of social media and cell phone use that kids a certain age have.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
And I, I think some countries outside the US have already done it.
Yeah.
Um,
And so I think I don't know what that would look like, but I don't know. Look,
but
if a yes or no answer here,
I don't think it's a
maybe.
yes or no. It's a good talking subject. It's a
Yeah.
maybe. It's how does that look? But here's the thing: if the kids lie about the age that they're putting into these apps, is it
I
right?
mean,
Like
look, yeah, but you should if you have a family plan, you probably can see parental
you
controls and like
can, you
stuff like
can,
that. Like
you can.
if you decide to do, you may be a parent that's kind of hands off too and not really check that stuff.
I was just gonna say it depends on how hard you going on moderating your kids' social
Okay.
media.
Okay. So let me ask you, you feel like instead of the government doing that, maybe it should be based on the household?
It's definitely at this like right now. Yes,
Okay.
as a parent, you should be trying to moderate it. As a government, I don't think a capitalist government is going to get too much into that.
Okay.
You know, I think we do have some guardrails, right?
There might be some acts out there. I don't know. Let me.
I mean, look, the major things, right? Like, get too risque on the thing, but child pornography,
Yep.
right? Like, you get arrested or ripped, like you're done. Like, if they find that on your devices, you're going to jail.
Mhm.
That's a good moderator, I
That's
think. If I
that's
think,
a good one. Like, so look, there are federal laws, kind of you were speaking to, called the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act,
okay,
and there's another one called the Communications Decency Act. So they kind of play a role in regulating what is on social media. But look, anybody can go to social media and post what they want to post.
so yeah,
If
yeah.
you're, Kind of
Well, you can get canceled though, right? There's a lot of delete and report junk,
maybe.
report inappropriate. My son says on the games that you get banned from gaming if you are with well, not pornography,
Profanity.
profanity. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
One of those p words. I was like, yes,
Yeah.
you get banned from the games if you speak too crazy. So
Yeah.
there's some, I don't.
It can happen.
That's kind of social media.
Yeah, it
So I think
definitely
there
is.
are some guardrails there already to safeguard it, because you also don't want, like, again, capitalism. We live in America. Capitalism is about the consumer, but you don't want it being so crazy that parents don't want their kids involved in it.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I
get that.
mean?
I get
So
that.
they have to put some kind of guardrails, although social media is crazy. But again, I think it's that age thing. It's like, how strict are you going to be with your kids on putting the age limit when they go into the apps?
Yeah.
So it's a really good talking point. I don't think there is a right or wrong answer. You could
Okay.
probably argue both ways and all this stuff. Who knows? I think that as individuals, you just have to safeguard your family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, I'm always telling my kids, it's all fake. Stop. It's all fake. It's staged. It's an act. Like, if it's on a
Yeah.
screen, it's a good chance it's fake. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What there's a saying, is an old saying: believe half of what you see and none of what you hear.
Yep. It's true, man.
Right?
Yep.
So
It's a great way to end it, brother.
I was gonna say, we leave it right there.
All right.
Oh man, thanks, folks. We love you, man. I'm not sorry for the break, but we've been on a break, and I love recording, so I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm love to be back at it.
Everybody needs a break, man. Even
It
people
was
online, the
yeah,
big people do it too. Take
yeah,
breaks.
yep. Roger that. All right, brother.
All right,
Till the
man.
next time, we love you, folks.
Peace.
Wait, hold on. Let's follow, like, subscribe. Help us grow the show. Share it out there. Comment, engage, all the things, folks. We need your help out there. If you want to support, follow, like, subscribe, share.
Yes, do that. All
Yep.
those things.
Thank you.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.